Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Rich. All right, just to prove how crappy the lighting is in my office, as summer starts to roll around, check this out. This is why I keep the curtains closed. Got trouble. The sun is brutal. I live in the freaking desert of San Diego, the coastal desert. But anyway, what is it? It's Super Fun Sunday. What's it going to be? It's going to be super fun. What do we got? I've got X-Men issue number 2 and number 3 color guides. I may have to shut the curtain. I don't know what to do. The sun is way too bright. I don't know if I'm going to be able to shoot this thing. Don't worry, the glare won't be so bad once we get inside the books. Anyway, so years ago on eBay, I saw auctions for these, and they're basically the full books. I think one of them is missing a spread, but other than that, they're pretty complete. The covers weren't included. I don't know where those are, but anyway, you get what you get, and you don't throw a fit when you're buying on eBay. I was lucky enough to find what I found. So anyway, let's look through these. These are really cool. These are hand-done color guides, and I believe marker by colorist Joe Rosas over Jim Lee and Scott Williams. Super mega awesome comic book art. All right, let's do this. It's pretty interesting to look at. And you're not going to see this anywhere else because there's only one of these that exists. So check this out. Anyone have this comic book? This is before I even was collecting comics, to be honest. Several years, actually. But yeah, this is the hand-drawn, hand-colored color guide. It's crazy. Look, there's like codes for colors. Y2. Y2R3. I think he was in Star Wars, right? But yeah, isn't this crazy? Check it, yo. Steve Olive has been selling Akira color guides, single pages, but yeah, they're pretty neat. I mean, here, let me pull this up. This is a 2-page spread. This is the money shot right here. This is my retirement fund right here. I'm gonna sell it for $1 million one day. I'm kidding, but they're really cool. But check this out, yo. Who has this? No one. Only me. They weren't very expensive either. I want to say I spent like $130 on the whole book, maybe 80. It was surprisingly low, but again, you got to get in early with this stuff. People drag their feet and wait for shit to be hot. Don't wait for it to be hot. Use some forward thinking, some common sense. Buy low, sell high. I tell people that all the time, like with Victor's art. I'm like, dude, you should be snapping these up, and then you can flip them for a profit later. People wait. They want to know that the brand is like secure. If I tell you it's secure, it's secure. I don't blow smoke up people's butts on this. Been around the block. But yeah, anyway, so I don't know the codes and what it means, but anyway, I don't even really know what kind of pens that they were using back in the day. But it's pretty interesting. Pretty interesting to see this stuff, I have to say. We'll get more serious now. It's kind of goofing around. It's hard to get up for this video. I haven't done a video in like 4 days because I'm getting on that new schedule of 3 to 4 videos a week instead of every day. And man, I love that glove. It's cool too because I mean you really do kind of get to see the line art a little bit better on these, because these are probably what they did is they took the original art, made photocopies, shrunk them down to this 66% reduction, and then he colors over them. So sometimes the book doesn't print as clear as this. Printing got a lot better a few years after this, but anyway. All right, so I'm going to pause this for a second so I can slide this back in. I don't want this to get damaged. Okay, I'm back. So, I was like, what? Paint? So maybe, this is interesting. So, I'm just counting pages now. So we got pages 1, this is 3 and 4. So pages 2 and 2, page 2 is missing. And then 5, 6, this is page 8. I won't worry about page correlation right now, but anyway, there are a couple of pages missing, but I'm sure they're like money shots, but it's all good. Like I said, I mean, you can't really complain when you get something like this. Man, that is awesome. I really do like this old coloring sometimes quite a bit. Again, these are done as, I think they call them separations, but, oh, is this a double page spread too? Oh, this is. Yeah, let's pull this out. I didn't realize it was a spread. Lots of double-page spreads in this. It was funny, too, is I originally thought that I had gotten issues 1 and 2, but I don't think he had issue 1 anymore. So whoever got that, or if he broke it up and sold it individually, It's a pretty iconic book, and all those pinups too. Man, this is awesome. I had no idea this was a 2-page spread. Yeah, I like this coloring though. I mean, I think that there's a charm to it that's really cool. Really like that panel right there quite a bit, actually. Well, hopefully this is fun. This is very different. Okay, let me pause it for a second. Again, I want to put this in so it doesn't get damaged. Yeah, I mean, the goal with Super Fun Sunday is really to just pull out stuff and enjoy comics and comic art and appreciate different aspects of it. And this is different. I really wasn't sure what I was going to grab this morning. I was almost thinking that we should finish the Frazado sketchbook. I couldn't remember if we had gone through it. I would have peeked and seen. That's a really cool panel with the silhouettes right there. Love that. But yeah, I saw these. I was talking to a friend of mine who's an art collector about color guides and some of the Otomo Akira stuff that has been being sold. And I was like, you know what? Somewhere I have the color guides to a couple of Jim Lee X-Men issues. Try to find them, and I pulled them out, and here we go. Dude, that's so awesome. Beast. Crack-a-boom. Well, I hope this is fun. Are you digging it? Let me know. Smash the like if you're enjoying this. Yeah, Joe Rosas was very, very nice. I shot him an email through... That's a really cool panel. I love the colors on that. Yeah, through eBay, and was like, I want to buy both books. This was a while ago. It was kind of... I wouldn't say the early days of eBay by any means, but it was... man, if I was going to guess, at least 10 years back that I got these, maybe longer, but yeah, I mean, there was no way I was going to let this stuff go by. I mean, because I could never, ever even fantasize about affording an original Jim Lee X-Men page, especially from this era and this quality. But having the color guides, to me, I thought was really, really cool. I mean, he's the third artist on the book, basically. I mean, I'm not saying, and I don't want to paint it like I think that these originals would actually be worth anywhere near what the original pen and ink art would be, but I like the idea that this is hand done and is the colors for the book. I mean, it's colors are breathe life into the comics, and just, you don't often get to see this stuff broke apart like that, which is cool. Plus, these are such cool issues. It was interesting, too, because my first introduction to Jim Lee stuff was Wildcats, and I would even guess that maybe a couple of issues of Wildcats had already been out. And I didn't really know where to place Jim in terms of all the Image guys. I didn't really understand. I knew that they were all big guys at Marvel, but I didn't know, like, who were the groundbreakers, who drew more similar. And so, although I knew that the 7 Image founders, or whatever you want to call it, were, this guy, this guy, this guy, and this guy, there were so many people at the time drawing like Jim. It was a little confusing. And then going back and you start to see this stuff, and then you're able to kind of go, oh, okay, like this is the guy that they're all copying. I get it. I understand now what's going on. And obviously he did a run on Uncanny X-Men before this, and Punisher, I guess War Journal. So, but yeah, you seen in Alpha Flight too, but you can really see the evolution of Jim's work throughout that. But it's a really, really influential artist. I mean, I think a lot of the iconography still that goes on in comics today channels through Jim, through his influences, which would be John Byrne and Arthur Adams and Barry Windsor Smith, and I mean, I'm sure you could name quite a few others, but yeah, it's really cool. Each generation kind of hopefully I'm not missing any other double page spreads. I mean, in terms of like that I pass it by and not realize it. Oh, hold on. Sorry, just dropped a book. Gotta grab it. We'll see how long this takes. We may just go through this one today, and then I can always do issue 3 later. It's funny, you can kind of see the photocopy machine actually didn't have as much black ink. This is the old days. Old days of photocopiers. It's like, oh no, it's running out of ink. Alright, just use it anyway. Yeah, I have no idea what kind of markers that they used back then. I don't think Copics existed, so I would guess that it's Prismacolor. But I'm not sure. If anyone knows, let me know. It would be really interesting actually to compare the comic book. Maybe one day we'll do that. I've got the comic book. He threw in the comics and posters and stuff like that with the purchase, and we'll maybe pull out the color guides and see how close the reproductions are one day. I think that would be actually really interesting to see how tight they stayed on like every little indication. So I was looking at like that purple in the background. And I'm like, I wonder if like, do they have the little like darker spots and stuff that he did, or how does that work? I didn't honestly even know if this book is digitally colored or if it was like those vellum overlay things that they did. I don't even know. But yeah, if anyone has any idea on that too, I don't really know the process of this stuff back then, so I'd be curious. So how many of you were actually collecting comics when this stuff came out? Because if you were, you're old school. It's like people on YouTube, they're like, I saw Led Zeppelin in 1972. It's like, man, that's awesome. Holy cow, that was a long time ago. I think these books came out in 89, 90. I don't know. Oh, wait, is that it? Okay, I guess that's it. Okay, we'll go to the next one then. That's fine. Then what we'll do is we'll revisit these and actually go through the comics then at a later date. I'm guessing this is the last panel. It's the like, oh no, something's coming and we all have to look serious team shot. Yeah, you can really see like little bits and pieces of other artists that he influenced in here. The faces. I definitely see a lot of Art Adams in his stuff. Alright, so this is issue 3. Trace. Again, colors by Joe Rosas. I don't actually even know what happened to Joe. I don't know. I'm assuming he doesn't work in comics anymore. So page 1 is missing from this book. So I guess there are a few pages missing. Yesterday was free comic book day. I spent 10 hours at a local shop. It was fun. Signed a lot of books, sold some prints, had people looking at art, talked business with some people, got like a few little things lined up, which was cool. I sold a lot of black drawing prints. Again, I would say that my black drawing prints did, if I sold, well, I mean, I definitely sold more black drawing prints than anything. It's always weird to me, but I'll take it. If you don't know what my black drawing prints are, don't worry about it. I'm assuming this video. Oh man, that's a great page. Wow, love that shot. Yeah, I mean, this video will probably get people that don't really know my channel and stuff like that, just based on the content. But, it's gonna be weird uploading this. I haven't done it in a while. I have to fill out all that stuff. I hate filling out. Shooting the video is fun. Uploading it's a pain in the butt because they don't let you can't like copy hashtags. You can one at a time, but I wish they could just dump all your hashtags in it, like in one chunk. Like sit and be like Jim Lee X-Men, Scott Williams, whatever it is, Joe Rosas. Man, that's some crazy colors. The fist, rah. Jim does a good gloved fist. Always looks nice. There's little shadows and shimmeries. I like that stuff a lot. That's cool. Yeah, this is nice. I think this was a smart purchase on my part. I feel like I did the right thing getting these. It was like, I'm trying to remember if anyone even bid on them. I'm thinking it was like a buy it now. I don't even know. I can't remember. It was so long ago. Sucks eBay doesn't archive that stuff better. This is some iconic comic art. Do you make sound effects when you look at books? I do when I read them. I'll make little spaceship sounds and little blaster gun sounds and that kind of stuff. It's kind of fun. It's the nerdy part. Splash. I bet you weren't expecting this today. Guarantee it. And if you were, then you have some psychic abilities. Oh man, so I'm into this new YouTube channel. Not new, I shouldn't say that. But I've seen the videos before, but I actually subscribed this time. But it's the hot sauce one where they eat hot wings that get hotter and hotter. And they interview people like John Mayer. There was a Henry Rollins one, Artie Lang, uh, Neil deGrasse Tyson, or whatever his name is. They're really good. They're fun to listen to, and it's funny to see them eating hot wings and burning up their mouth while while they talk. It starts with like Cholula or like sriracha, and then just keeps moving up the, I think, was it called the Scoville scale? I think that's right. One of them was 2 million. That's hot sauce, man. I don't think I could do it. I love hot food, but man, there's a point where it just isn't even enjoyable. I thought it would be actually fun to do comic book interviews that way, though. It would be kind of funny. Interview pros and have them eat like hot food. There's some pretty funny beer drinking ones too, where they have people like play music and drink a beer and then drink another beer, and you watch their skills diminish. Man, that's a nice panel. I like that a lot. So hopefully everyone had a good week. I was really busy. I'm finishing Immortal Men #3, and tomorrow I'm doing a Justice League double-page spread with Ed Benes. It should be interesting. I'm not sure I can say what it's for, but I'm doing that, and then moving into Batman Deathstroke, and then Ryan Benjamin and I are doing another book. So I'm like, man, I'm stacked with work right now. It's cool. A lot to do. But it's a good busy though. As long as I have something to do each day, it's kind of what that's sort of the goal. And then enough time to work on my own stuff. It's going to be really busy though the next 6 weeks. I'm a little concerned, but by mid-June things should settle down. It sucks too, because I try to explain that to people that like they'll go like, hey, can you do this or that? And I'm like, I'm booked for like 2 or 3 months, and it sounds like a lot, but if you think about it in terms of like a comic book takes a month to produce, if you say yes to 1 or 2 things, I mean, you could be booked for a couple of months or a year, you know. If they say, hey, can you do 6 issues of something, it's like there goes probably 6 to 8 months of your life where you're going to be working pretty much all the time. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I like some of this coloring a lot. Like, I think it still could have a place in comics today, and some of it I think isn't as appealing. Some of the color choices are a little, not the color choices, but you know what I mean, like the application of color and stuff like that looks a little dated. But Wolverine, man, that's a nice leg. Dang. Jim, that's a tough angle to draw a fist. It can really look like just sort of like a blob. Yep, that's a good boot. I like Wolverine. Wolverine is a really cool character. I love these small panels like this. I don't know why, but I was like, when Jim does it, or Silvestri, all those guys, like, I don't know, there was just something really cool. They almost felt more detailed in a weird way. It's like the camera gets pulled back, the figures are smaller and kind of tighter, but in a weird way, I always felt like this had more realism to it or something. So it's kind of hard to put my finger on, but yeah, it felt a little more like I was like in the movie. Well, I hope this was fun. That's really cool. Nice explosion. Dang. Another one of those small panels. Man, he really nails the figures. Like, you gotta have a good inker when you do stuff like this, though, because like little things not drawn or inked properly can really start to make it look funky. Well, Joe Rosas, if you ever see this, thanks again for selling this stuff. It was really, really cool of you. They've stayed in my collection. I haven't flipped them, and yeah, I'm really, really happy to own them. It's fun, fun stuff to look at and share. I shared it. Okay, cool. Well, that is it for today. We got a nice 20-minute video. I'll be back tomorrow with a journey of 1,000 miles. We are creating a schedule. I'll talk about the schedule tomorrow. But yeah, so what it's looking like right now is it'll be Sundays will be Super Fun Sundays, which kind of are a combo of Open That Book / Super Fun Sunday, and then Mondays will be Journey of 1,000 Miles. Tuesday will either be me working on that comic book or inking tutorials, and then Thursday will be the opposite. So one of the days will be inking, one of the days will be penciling, and that'll be the week. So the schedule, I think, will be Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. All right. So tighten the reins, but the content will be hopefully better, and as long as I have time to draw and do stuff, we should be pretty happy. Okay, cool. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you all tomorrow with the Journey of 1,000 Miles, and have a great Sunday. Okay? All right, bye.